What's up, guys? Where is everybody? Hey, I'm doing pretty well. How are you guys doing? Let me unspotlight myself. I can't see you guys. All right. What's up, everybody? Thanks for being here. Good to see you, Michael. Hopefully, we see them. What's up? That's all good. Good to see you today. We have the live one tomorrow, or the in-person one tomorrow. Cool. Catch you tomorrow. All right, y'all. Michael has been here since the start of this whole thing. Coincidentally, ironically, he missed last week. There was like 10 or 12 people last week. Yeah, and when I didn't see you, I was like, "Oh wow, that's okay." But you got to balance out, right?
It is out of order. Sorry about that.
We talked about you last time, though. We did. I mentioned when I said the wildlife detective. This is who I was talking about. Yeah. But yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for all for showing up. Who's got some questions? Yeah. All right. Ooh, cool. All right. Who'd like to go first?
You can call through on the second speed
Uh, Go for it.
between you two, just make sure the kitchen is nice and stocked up for me. All he's not gonna do if you guys can stock everything out between the three stations and the freezer as well as you can. And once you're at a good place out there, back there. Yeah, okay.
Oh, awesome. You were asking about that.
The best thing to do that.
There you go. Good work. Alec, did you want to go next or someone else? I look forward to seeing you do the Iron Cross or whatever. Speaking of which, I got some dates that I want to propose for that, so I'll text you those. I can go next if somebody doesn't want to go. I'm in the middle of a 72-hour water fast, so and it's been, I don't want to say going so well, but it's helped me really slow down my thinking and my moving, like literally and figuratively. And going well for me. That I'm going to starting every week like that. So do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just water and caffeine, water and like coffee or whatever. My goal is to get my one of my goals on my list for is to get down to 9% body fat. The best I've ever been, well, the best I've ever been was like 7, but the best I've been in like the last 2 decades was 11. So maybe nine's not attainable, but that's where I'm shooting for. So I'll just be doing shirtless events once I get there. Just so you guys know, last when I was 11% body fat, I almost never wore a shirt. This time I'm yeah, like literally. Then next time I get abs, which will be hopefully very 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 soon, I'm just never gonna wear a shirt again. It's like life's too short to wear a shirt if you have abs. That's what I always say. Yeah. There you go, shirt. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna be in Hawaii, so you can come join me and we'll just walk around without our shirts on. Congrats. Way to move in that direction. That go for it. There you go. You're getting your location count up. All right, yeah, it's true. Awesome. All you guys, thank you so much for sharing. Great wins this week. And, and low key, I thought Alex was about to take off his shirt, like show us his abs, but yeah, yeah, awesome. All right. Thanks for sharing, guys. Who's got a question? Burning question. I do have some questions submitted, but y'all have the priority since you guys are here. All right, Alec. Deep to 48. What? Where are we at? What day is 6? So 48 plus 4, 52 hours. No, I did a 108-hour fast. Is my might have been. Well, so for me, how I why I did the fast, well, for sure I want to get abs because we're about to open it in Kona in about a month and a half, and I'm probably going to fall in love like 35 times. Is that I noticed that in the past, because I've done other types of fasts, like social media fasts or dating fasts and things like that. What I noticed was specifically with food for me is because I took food out of the equation, it doesn't occupy my mind anymore versus like, oh, what should I eat for dinner tonight? Or who should I? And I also found that it also filtered into, well, like now I'm actually not even asking people to hang out because normally I'd be like, hey, do you want to go grab lunch or something? Or do you want to go grab a drink? And it's like, I don't even want to do that. So I've found I finished reading a book in like 2 days, basically in 2 days, because I didn't have the food distracting me, but not only just like not the hour or whatever it takes me to eat 2 meals in a day. I also didn't have the like it's not on my mind. It's not even I'm not even thinking about food, so I'm focused on the things that I want. I've done 2 menus in the last 2 days, and I'm about to do a third menu, and those usually take me about 3 hours each to do, and I'm just like grinding them out and really seeing how things are distracting. I started noticing I was also I love X for lots of reasons, like more of consuming it than posting it. And I saw like, okay, well now I'm like wasting my time, wasting whatever I'm doing research, but it's still a waste. Like to me, I'm just making an excuse. So I started noticing the other areas of my life where I was also being distracted, not from my goals, away from my goals. So that's been the biggest realization. And then also now as I'm walking and meditating. I do this version of walking meditation. I've been doing it for a decade, probably. And now, though, it's been really focused on that because I'm not on my phone and I'm not thinking about where should I eat. My specific technique, if you want to call it that, is I walk and I want my vision, like what I literally see, like this house that I'm looking at right now, this tree across the street. I want it to be really crisp. I noticed a long time ago when I drop down and I'm present, the universe looks different. And try this with yourself. Like get and actually get present. And for me, it's I get unpresent really quick. Like oh, look at how beautiful that tree looks and how 3D it looks. It's real. And then next thing I'll be thinking about some business or something else, and then bringing it back to that. So I do that, and at the same moments that I focus on making things 3D, like literally being really crisp, like okay, now I'm looking at the computer and the phone and the drink, and like really bringing myself feeling grounded. I notice what feelings are for me, and if it's a good feeling, I like ride it like I'm surfing the feeling. I just imagine myself like gliding and feeling the good feeling. If it's not a good feeling, I notice where it is in my body, and then I ask myself what the benefit of that having that feeling right now is. So that's like my walking meditation, and I do them for a couple hours a day. Usually, I do my best to get 12,000 steps. Often I get to 15 or 20. And yeah, whatever your version of meditation is yours. Back when I was with doing martial arts, like literally studying with like meditation. He'd like lock me in a not lock me in a closet, but like put me in a freaking closet where, and then it just be like whatever you're supposed to focus on, whatever the mission was, and then floating away and doing that. I like to use my presence whenever time I can get present is very, very, very few minutes. Like it's probably minutes out of 24 hours. And then immediately go, oh, I'm in tune with myself and the universe. Let me think about my goal. And I sometimes I'll just literally read my goals as I'm doing my downness to be present and like read that. It's freaking pretty long, and then I'll put it in, and then I'll put the list back in my back pocket, and then just keep on walking for as long as I possibly can, focusing on those goals. Like having a list and then like a to-do list, is that what you mean? And then getting yeah, I still have a probably to-do list right here from like 3 weeks ago when I started my trip that I haven't done things on. What I what I noticed, and obviously everybody, some people are like, yes, I just like to cross stuff off, and you're like, do. What I noticed for myself personally is probably true for everybody that has a to do list that doesn't do the things. Is those are the things that you shouldn't be doing anyway. I don't have to put on my to do list. Well, today, the last 2 days, yes, I would have to put on like to eat, but I wouldn't have to put on my to do list find an amazing restaurant to go eat or play a video game or read or things like that. I won't put that on my to-do list. I only put the stuff that I like, oh, I want to do it, and then I'm like, well, I'll do it later, right? Well, we don't do things later that we want to do. So for me, every time I look at my to-do list or even think that I like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do, I literally text something that works for me like, hey, I need you to make sure that this gets done by Friday or whatever day it needs to be done. And then sometimes I'll just be like, actually, you're going to do this. And if you need any help, let me know. So I get now that you have an employee, these would be tasks that I'd like literally just empower my employees to do for me. Because if you were going to do it, you would have already done it in day one. Now, some things in there you're avoiding, and there's growth in there for you, but very rarely the things that you're not doing is because it's a growth experience that you're not want. Now, if you had exercise on there, that'd be something nobody can do for you, and likely if you keep ignoring it, that is a growth area for you. But if it's something simple as send out an invoice, don't freaking do it. There's not really much growth opportunity in sending out the invoice to tell somebody else to do it. Now, you might have to work on your relationship to money because like why if somebody owes you money, why did you not send out the invoice already? Like some people be like, oh no, pay me, like here's my invoice. And but that's a different thing than not doing your to-do list. Right. I do have a whole program just for relationship with money. It's called Quantum Money Mastery, but not pitching any classes here. And now that you have somebody working for you, be like, hey, you're gonna do these are the things that you're gonna do, and literally just look at the to-do list and hand that over.
Little more. Thank you.
For me, I normally don't do a yearly goal. I do it. Well, one, it needs to be more common, more than that. In fact, I literally just wrote down two goals today that I added to my list of goals that I have. That's why my list is long. For me, my philosophy is anytime you're in a rut or you're not feeling inspired, and I mean like literally, you could be things should be could be fine, but you're not inspired, it means that you're not doing things that make you feel inspired. Otherwise, you'd be inspired. So in those instances, which happen often, like I said, I just did it today because I was thinking I'm lacking it here and I'm lacking here, and I noticed why am I feeling like I'm lacking? Either I'm not seeing the perfection in it right now, like what's the benefit right now, or I'm not doing the things to get there. It's very rare that you'll see that you're working towards a goal and you don't get it. It's very rare, and when it does happen, it's because it's a mental thing, not a not a doing thing. Unless it's trying to dunk a basketball, then it'll be a physical thing. So, with that in mind, I monitor my feelings. Your whole entire life is going to be about noticing, and the direct quality of your life is going to be directly proportional to the questions that you're willing to ask about yourself and about your self's view of the world. So if you're moving through life and you have a to-do list, you're like, oh my God, this to-do list is so frustrating. Okay, great. Well, why haven't you handled it? It's not that you didn't do it, because whether you do it or not, then some other stuff's going to come up. It's never about the task. It's about how we're feeling and the meanings that we're making. Freud said, or not Freud, Carl Jung says, until we make the unconscious conscious, the world's just going to keep repeating, and we're going to think it's fate, or we're going to think it always happens that way, or I'm always, and these kind of things. So for me, I reframe myself anytime I'm not feeling good for a prolonged period of time. So right now, I'm like kind of gave myself the 3 days off because I'm like, well, I'm not going to be eating. I'm going to go through the sugar with whatever is going to happen. So I don't want to react from a stress, like whatever. But I'm also taking notes about relationships, about how I feel, about what I want in relationships, about what I want when it comes to business or money. And I'm taking those notes, and then whatever, after I have my meal, like tomorrow or whatever, after the Food and Founders thing tomorrow, when I eat, 9 p.m. tomorrow, I will be um, I will be looking at that and noticing how I feel. And in fact, me opening here in New Orleans, me opening in Hawaii, and me opening the Ike's Donuts all came from damn, man, I'm really not feeling inspired for a long enough time that I noticed it. And then I was like, what would make me feel inspired? And then I wrote those things down. And I was spending more time in New Orleans, opening up a restaurant in Hawaii, and opening up a dessert thing and other things like going on more dates and these things. And I was like, well, I'm going to start doing them because the only reason why I wouldn't is because I'm afraid, because I know I have the resources like mentally, physically, financially. And so, and most of the time, you also have all the resources that you need. You just aren't doing it yet. Like, I don't know how to open up a dessert restaurant, but I have Google and I have ChatGPT and I have my skills just in life. And that led me to where I'm like, I'm literally sitting in a goal that I had a year and a half ago. And we all have a framework for the delayed gratification of things. So I was in 2020, the beginning of COVID, like March 2020, I was 30% body fat and over, well, from where I'm at right now, over 30 pounds heavier than I was. Now, in my whole life, and I've been ripped before, I tried it for the Olympics in multiple sports. And we all know when you go and practice, whatever, whether it's martial art, basketball, or working out, you're not going to go and be a ninja on day one. Now, I was 12 when I started martial arts, and I thought I was going to be able to kick everybody's ass. I'm going to go to class tomorrow and beat the crap out of everybody that was mean. Now, that obviously didn't go that way, and but I learned that when I was 12. But then also doing push-ups or getting like you're not going to go on a diet or a workout right now. Alex not going to go think that he's going to get one lesson with this person and be able to do handstands and stuff, right? We all None of us expect that. Now we want it faster, but none of us literally expect tomorrow for you to be ripped if you did 50 push-ups and 50 sit-ups today, right? Or do you diet it even for one day? You might expect a pound to fall off, but you're not going to expect to be ripped, right? But we don't do the same thing. We don't have the same realistic expectations when it comes to our goals. I opened Nikes and I knew I wasn't going to make any money. So my expectation was, okay, I'll make money eventually. Now it took me 2.5 years to get paid. But if I thought, man, nobody's eating here, I better just quit, then I wouldn't be where I'm at. And we do that with a lot of our goals. It's slow and steady wins the race. In fact, it's not even slow and steady wins the race. Is if you have the idea that you wanted this thing, you notice how it makes you feel. If it lights you up, it's already happened somewhere for you. You just need to put one foot in front of the other, and then eventually you'll get there. This morning, I hate doing push-ups. I think I said that many times. I hate doing them. And I was like, well, the sooner I start, the sooner I'll be done. And I'm in the middle of the push-ups. I did 69 of them in a row this morning. And I'm like, because I'm trying to work on my sex symbolness. So I was like, all right, we're going to stop at 69. And I'm doing them like, oh man, I hate push-ups. And then I'm at like 41. I'm like, oh my God, I still have like 20 something more. But now I'm not doing them. And I'm like, oh, that was, I remember in the moment I didn't like it, but now I'm not doing them. And I have that reference frame point for almost everything in your life, in my life. So you have that same thing for almost every reference point in your own life, too. You're welcome. Oh, cool. Yeah, for sure. That's what Duke did with the Full Mental Alchemist program. And by the way, I've been so inspired. You were asking like about the fast. I've been so inspired from my readings. Like I'm reading my own stuff. I wrote a book that's freaking amazing. I sell it for $250,000, so you're probably not going to see it. However, I go through the book in this class called Full Mental Alchemist, and the last time I did it, it was like 18 people signed up, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it again. It's on my website and whatever, so I haven't picked any dates, so I'm not trying to sell it or anything. But it inspired me to go like, I'm just gonna start really getting back into working on myself. And I was like, I don't even care if people show up. Like, I'm just gonna do the class again for myself because the last time I did it, I made triple the money that I've ever made in my whole life, and I've already made a good amount. And then I also like started dating a WNBA player. Like it was like some crazy stuff. So I'm like, oh, I want all those results again. So I'm gonna go and do that. But that's what like being clear of distraction helps. Is it leaves open, it leaves room for inspiration to show up. I don't sell the book. Is like I will not sell the book. I will read you the book in this class, but I will not give you the book. No, it's like it's going to be my gift to humanity when I pass is going to be this book, and it's going to be something like that. And then and this, but I don't like the thing is the book. The If people want access to the book, they have it. They can just chat with me or watch my videos or talk. If they want the actual book, like I don't need somebody or I don't want or care somebody to read the book and then be like, here's my book review on Ike's book and his crazy stuff. Like it doesn't matter to me. And so, yeah, sure. If somebody's like, I'll give you $100,000 for your book, sure. Like, I mean, I would say yes. Obviously, I'm not going to say no. Maybe I'll say yes to 50. Maybe I'll say yes to 25. But I'm not like attempting to sell the book, have the book, or produce the book. That book in particular is a book that I wrote. Yeah, it's called The Handbook. It's Find Yourself in 88 Days, or Remember Yourself in 88 Days. And it's 88. I wrote it while I was in my Fortress of Solitude 2022, and it took me a long time, but I finally finished it because Stephen Pressfield said he would write the forward for the book, but I needed to finish the book. And then he helped me edit. He was supposed to help me edit the book, and then so I had him and his editor do it. So I didn't do it for other. I did it. It's like my personal handbook for myself. I wrote it for myself. It's for me. Now that doesn't mean that when I should, because it's 88 noticings of the world and how it works or how we relate to it, and then 88 exercises. So it'd be longest page is like a full page, and so it's every day you do one, and then you build upon it. You start with a goal in the beginning, and then you pick 5 goals in the beginning, or I pick 5. I normally like to pick 5 goals. I like to pick multiple goals. Probably I think my goal list is 13 right now. But I like to pick multiple goals because I believe that if I have this list of goals and then I just choose one to work on, that indirectly it'll help me with all the other goals too. Because I'll start seeing results happen in the first goal, and then my body unconsciously be like, well, if he's getting abs all of a sudden, then for sure, like a WNBA player is going to ask it out, like, or whatever the goals are. So it's called the hand one. Here, I'll let me pull it up. I do. I'll pull it up. One lesson every week? No, but I'll share one part right. Oh, hell no, man! And you need people to do the work. Like, remember when I said that I would do stuff for free and nobody shows up? I feel like if I do the exercises and give people them, they're just not going to do them. This class, the last time I did it, it was 88,000 or 10,000 for you and your spouse, but only your spouse or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, because I believe Napoleon Hill, huh? 8,880, 8,000, yeah, 8,088. You can, I mean, I think you can watch the videos now for that price. I'm pretty sure that on the website you can watch that whole thing minus the first class, because the first class everybody shares. So we have that part out, so nobody has to share, so people can share freely. But then the when I attempted to do a version of it for free, minus the whole 88-day process, people wouldn't do it. So it's not that I don't want to, like, I don't want to share it because you're not going to do it. And if you're not going to do it, then literally F you. And I don't mean like you in particular, although probably you, but probably you, right? So probably me too. Like, that's why I want to do it again. I'm going to charge myself, and I'm going to reward myself if I do the work. I'm going to buy myself something really nice at the end of it's 13 weeks, 88 days, 13 weeks, and then for like 4 days or whatever the math does. But here, I'll pull it up. I'll do one just for, where's it at on my computer? Uh, what's it called? Drive, Google Drive or something? Yeah.
The only thing I could do is.
Oh, I haven't logged in so long. Oh, here we go. All right.
Take a few days for the refund to show.
And I haven't opened it in so long. That is not used to be the first thing. 88 Days to You is the official title of the book. Let's open it up. The name of the class is Full Mental Alchemist. I'll read you just the preface. With holding the place of the forward because Stephen Pressfield didn't put it yet. The ear is the avenue to the heart. Voltaire. The stars, they are above, and they do make a sound. It is in the moments that I'm listening to these that the entirety of the universe becomes mine. Even in the moments that we cannot see them, the stars are talking to us. Do you hear what I hear? And then the introduction is, this was put together to be the only handbook on you that you'll ever need again. You'll create this book just as much as I have. There will be repetition in what's said and in the exercises. As with going to the gym, you wouldn't just bench press once in your whole life and consider yourself fit. Continue to listen and do in order to change yourself on a quantum level. Over time, you will find that the things will get easier as well as harder. You'll also find that things will get easier even though it is harder. Keep your heart on what you would like anyway. Read this book, reread it, go back to any poignant days for you at any time. This is your workbook. I've found that making small Newtonian changes can create quantum shifts in our consciousness. I've also found that small quantum shifts can lead to tremendous changes in the Newtonian results we experience. A wise path would be to use this circle of infinity to cascade shifts into results, results into more shifts, which will lead into more results. Let us snowball this all the way up the mountain and to the stars and beyond. And the first exercise is really long, so I'm not going to get into that. But all the exercises are either a mirror exercise, like mirroring against the universe, or reflecting back. So you work on either your internal or your external. I'm gonna do the class again. I just haven't decided when or where or how to promote it, because low key, like, I literally am just gonna do it myself, and then, but also it'd be more fun to create what we would like with more people than just myself.
Did you want to receive the one?
All right. Any other questions, guys? Yeah.
Did you want to take sandwiches here? Say that again? Do you want sandwiches? We sell sandwiches, yeah.
I've been I've been doing caffeine too. I'm only doing it, like, I'm not following any plan. I only did it because I saw that food was focusing the whole focus of my life. I was in a phase where all I cared about was eating and my next meal, thinking about my next meal, and then also the results. Like, my body, I'm still like, and to put it in perspective, I'm at like when I started 2 days ago, I was at 14.3% body fat. Now, normally though, I roll around at 12 and a half ish. 12, so I'm like 2% body fat more than normal. But I also saw that I didn't have any. Um, I didn't see any respite in sight. Like I wasn't like, oh well, I'm just on a bender. No, I've been on a bender for like 6 months. And by bender, I mean like, oh, I'll pick out for 3 days and be like, oh, I'm gonna be really strict for 3 days, and then like going up and down, yo-yoing. 14.3%. I know it's not fat, but I'm not definitely like literally like last time I was ripped, I wouldn't wear a shirt. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to. And I noticed that when I was in Hawaii just recently, whatever, 2 weeks ago, that I was like, man. And I was with a potential love interest and other beautiful people, and I was like, I didn't want to take off my shirt. So then I had that, and not that I'm like I said, if I took off my shirt right now, you guys probably be like, oh, you're complaining over nothing. My expectations of myself isn't the result; it's what's going on in my mind and the beliefs that I'm making about things. So it's not that I'm fat or not fat, because I'm not. If you looked in the mirror right now, you'd be like, you're not fat. Nobody would think I'm fat. People would be like, shut the hell up. You're 14.3% body fat. But my mental game is off. I think that I'm fat, and I think that I'm doing poor, and I think that I'm eating whatever it was that I feel like it. And then I'm also not getting the results. So then I'm not doing the actions, and then I'm not doing the results, and then I judge myself. The judging part is the part that I wanted to work on. So I thought, hey, I'm just gonna do the fast, and I ran into my buddy Jeremy Roenick. We designed a sandwich with each other. He had just finished, and he mentioned that he just did the fast. And then I saw that it would be. I was like, oh, I'd be afraid to do that. I'm like, why? I did a 108-hour fast. I used to fast Ramadan from like 8 years old to I was 35 years old. So like 27 years in a row doing a month long fast. You do get to eat at night if you're not familiar, but during the day you can't do any water or anything. And I noticed that when I would fast, it would be all about my mental journey and what I'm thinking and having things power over me and controlling my thoughts. And so I thought, I'm just going to do a reset. I'm going to do this fast, and from there, hopefully, I'll be able to reclaim my thoughts. Specifically, now, yes, I would love to get to 9% body fat. That's my actual goal. But my better goal for that would be for me to be like, I'm a sexy mother, and I'm just going to be going around and like just feeling it. But I'm not feeling myself. So that's why I'm doing it. So I'm not really following any plan other than I'm not intaking any calories from for 72 hours. And I wouldn't say none. Like I do take my vitamins, and like they're like 6 calories, whatever they are. But I'm not like basically it's I'm taking food off the table, literally, and then focusing on other things. That I finished a book, like I said, I finished a book. I made 2 menus. I'm not even like, and it also led into like I didn't even try to ask any girls out. All these other things that I was feeling distracted in. But the actual thing is, I'm drinking sparkling water, no calories. So it does have amino acids in there. And those melting forest drinks, I had like one of those because it's like 5 calories. And I was like, my brain's a little foggy, so I'm gonna drink some mushrooms.
Mix of like people that are coming in, sit and eat, and then lots of honestly like people that work around here come and grab us just as on their way home, or you can grab lunch while they're working or whatever it is. So we do get a lot of in and outs for sure.
I would probably say you start with intermittent fasting, and I don't know. Yeah, I when I do intermittent fasting, I do 4 hours. However, I do 20 no eating, 4 eating when I do intermittent fasting. Um, but I think like the minimum to work is 9 hour eating window and 15-hour fasting window. So maybe you start with that. I think most traditionally they do 8 and 16. I think most traditionally, but I like to do 20 and 4 when I do that. But I've not been doing that for like I normally do 20 and 4. I eat at 2, and then I eat again at 5, and then that's it. That's what we normally do. And then I change the time zone. Doesn't matter where I'm at. It sucked when I was in Hawaii because then I was like basically waking up and eating, and I normally don't do that. But I also keep my time. It doesn't matter what time zone I'm in. My important thing is for me to eat at the same times all the time. That's what I found works for me.
So you'll just be hungry. We've got the plan. We in January.
And Dana White was pretty famous because I think he went on a 5-day water fast. And so there's probably a lot of videos about him doing that. If you want to look into that, the most I've ever done is 110 hours. So what was that? 5 times 100. So like a little bit less than 5 days.
They've been out for a little stretch.
And the thing is, I was like, I could probably keep going, but what's the point?
Yeah, and then like
I love food. I don't want to take it out of my stomach, literally.
No, yeah, to come back. But
Yeah.
when I got in, the guy that's been, we got this store open and rolling, like showed me around, like it's so nice, and so like to have someone to put you on to where are good places to go, where are good places to hang out, which bars I should and shouldn't go to.
Well, it's all about what's in the mental space. When I went from 30% body fat in 6 plus 8, 14 weeks, I went from 30 to 11.3% body fat in 14 weeks, and it was all mental. Obviously, I dieted and exercised, but it wasn't that because I've dieted and exercised in my life before. It was a mental battle, mental with beating yourself up, not beating yourself up. What are you saying? Oh, I don't want to be fat. Okay, well, you can't be mean to yourself. So have a good relationship with yourself. If I was like, hey, fatty, lose weight, and we were dating, you'd like fucking break up with me, right? So why would I do this? Why would we not do the same thing with myself, right? Like ourselves. Nobody literally talks shit about us more than ourselves. If somebody said the stuff we said to ourselves, we'd want to fight them, or we wouldn't be there. Like at a minimum, we would never talk to them again, right? So when it comes to body image, that was my main difference maker. Was that
Like stuff doesn't make it, people don't make it, nothing lasts if it doesn't, if it's not good around here. Like people will kind of let you know in your place and you can stick around.
Yeah.
And the music is great. Like everything about the city is just like peaceful. Like, yeah, I love that you don't know what you're doing.
The only battle is with yourself. Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing worse than being a fan of Arizona sports.
You're welcome. I think the next in-person one, Alec bumped off, but I'm pushing for May 7 or 8. We'll see. I'm attempting to book some stuff out in LA. So May 7, May 8. I'm doing a TV show in Vegas on the 6th. So I can just go straight to Vegas or to LA from there. Yeah. All right. Love you guys. Thanks so much for being amazing. Catch you next week. You're welcome. See ya. Afraid of being. What's up, y'all? You guys got any questions? Thanks for hitting me up, Blazer. I'm not sure who's on Twitch, but I love you, Twitcher. Yeah, yeah. Let's end this.
Paid attention to Arizona sports,
End the stream. All right, love you guys. Thank you.